So, welcome back to another installment of GTL on Got a Dinghy stream. So firstly, Got a Dinghy, welcome to the room. Welcome to your followers and viewers as well. Today we have some EU Champions League action in arguably Italy's best clan, and definitely one of the top two French clans as well. So that's CDR, the Italian clan, versus OWS, the French clan. So I'm going to go and get these guys to pick some tanks. And I think this is our first EU game.
I think so too.
Ooh, I tell you what, it is freezing in the UK.
Oh yeah?
Yes. First time this year I've had to turn the heating on. This is exciting talk, isn't it?
For about a week and a half now.
Oh, right. Well, you must be... Must be a little bit colder than us then.
Mostly 40s, and then it kind of peaks in the 60s for like an hour or two, and then it drops back down in the afternoon.
Yeah. Fahrenheit, Celsius, I can't remember. I think...
Oh yeah.
I think CDR have found a
America's
way
weird
to...
like that.
Yeah, you guys just have to be different with everything, like feet.
Yeah, we don't want to be like anyone else.
Yes. So I think CDR have found a way to circumvent the Xbox Live party issues, and that's just to talk in game chat. And obviously it works for them because they're Italian, and it's a completely different language. Although I'd imagine some of OWS would understand it.
Yeah.
Probably all just listening in, pretending to not know what's going on.
Maybe use Discord chat if they have to.
I mean, I've started the timer here, and nobody's picked tanks. We're at like a minute and a half. Or are they just all going to pick them at the last minute? It's pretty bold.
So what happens if neither team picks a tank when the timer runs out? I don't think we've covered that.
No, I don't think we have. It's kind of like that American footballer taking a knee during the anthem. But have we done something wrong? Are they protesting us? Like... Oh, there we go. CDR straight away just banging them all out with 30 seconds to go. Yeah, so they were just wait until the last minute to not get counterpicked.
Okay.
All right, we still got 10 seconds left anyway, so. So, let's get this one started. CDR coming out with 2 E4s, a Batchat, 2 IS7s, a Cranvon, and 2 Super Conquerors. OWS coming out with an E4, Batchat, IS7, 57 Heavy, 2 Super Conks, and a 5A. First map tonight, CDR being the home team have picked Ravage Capital. Don't know if this has been on stream yet. Not a lot of people tend to play it.
No, it's pretty much just been Siegfriedline, Himmelsdorf, and Muravanka.
So maps in the middle. Generally what you would tend to see is a lot of action down the E line. Some tanks may push over towards the JK line, and then one or two spotters on the AB line. Obviously, to get to the cap from any angle, you have to push out in the open, so it's not an easy thing to do. CDR looking like they're just going to completely ignore the town, it looks like. Go for a field push. OWS sending 2 tanks to the field and the rest down the EF line. CDR Batchat getting spotted up. Only managing to spot one of OWS's tanks, and they spot an E4 as well, and the I-7. So OWS definitely ahead here in terms of knowledge. They know a lot more than what CDR do at the minute. As I say that, I see that OWS is super conking T-57 heavy as well. CDR Fabio and his IS-7 taking a shot at Ingotten in the Supercon, handing that as well.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a little bit better?
Yeah.
Much better. So OWS has sent a bat out into the south of the map. I reckon that's going to come around and flank. CDR have given up pretty much all of the map control here to focus down on the cap area. They don't really have any shots on anyone here, I'll just say that. CDR Supercon taking an HE shot. And the IS-7 taking one as well. CDR still up on hit points though, by around 6%, making some effective trades with HE, I suppose. It's one thing that a lot of people seem to underestimate or just forget about. A lot of the top clans will do it. They'll run between 5 and 8 HE shells because you are going to be facing a lot of people who hold down. It's better to do 50 to 150 damage. Oh, wow.
1,000 from the E4.
It's definitely better to do 1,000 damage than 50 to 150. OWS is absolutely paying for that peak. So yeah, as I was saying, it's a lot. It's better to shoot HE and get a small damage roll than it is to just constantly bounce. That bat is surely going to go down. CDR commit 2 tanks. Ooh, may have been a bad choice. So although CDR gave up a lot of map control here, it does look like they are in control. OWS just seem to be pushing into them, pushing into their that's a very bad commitment from the Cranvan, down to a 1-shot now. CDR still up on tanks though as OWS take out that Cran. I didn't even see the other 2 that went down. They're on the, it looks like CDR are coming in for the pincer swarm now. That bat up in the north as well is going to be an issue, not the south either. Yeah, CDR fully committed, the 2 E4s in around the back. This one looks as though it's going to go in CDR's favour. It's down goes Spark here, and his Superconk. Oh, CDR's E4 does go down to OWS's E4. Down goes the said E4. I tell you what, he's still close. I mean, I was saying CDR are going to walk away with this, but they only have a 1-tank advantage, although 2 of their tanks are still full HP. It's the IS-7 of Fabio and Super Conqueror Victor. OWS's remaining tanks got the 57 Heavy still on a reload coming in. IS-7 on full health and the T-57 Heavy on 1300. Well, IS-7 wasn't on full health for long. Does get an effective shot out though. Sammy comes down to a one-shot. Doesn't need to poke. That super conker's in a good position. He just needs to wait for the other two to fire, and then there we go. I think that IS-7 got ammo racked one shot and then set on fire the next. And left to 2 hit points. Alright, first game going to CDR with a 4-tank advantage and 1 tank still on pretty much full HP. Adherence on the side. Oh god. That 1044 roll on the bat chat was dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Mercer.
I think you're just a touch too quiet still.
Still?
Yeah. Like you keep.
At this point in time, people are just going to think
out.
that I'm very softly spoken.
Yeah. Just kind of like shove it right inside your mouth. I think you'll be good there.
Absolutely balls that up. So I do just want to, whilst we're in this little interim, just to remind you that we do have a website up at the moment, www.onextralife.com, and that's ONEXTRALIFE. Loads of information on the website, as well as a store where you can grab some of the teams that we've showcased already as merchandise. And just remember that all of the profit from this will go towards the league. We are a not-for-profit organisation.
I believe all the proceeds go towards the winning clans. Is that right?
Yes. So we will. We're going to leave it open until for as long as we can, till about sort of the last week of the tournament, just so that we can try and generate as much of a prize pool, and then go from there with depending on how much we manage to raise. The winners of each league will definitely get something, and then if we manage to raise a little bit more, we will trickle that down into maybe second and third place as well. But let's get game 2 started. OWS coming out with 1 E4, a bat chat, an IS-7, 57 heavy, 2 super conks and 2 5As. CDR pretty much staying how they were with the duo V4s, the bat chat, 2 IS-7s, a Cran, and 2 super conks. They definitely had a plan that last game for the Cran button, I feel, but he committed very early into something that was just... I don't think he had any knowledge of. OWS's tanks on the other side of the flag were unspotted for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he got very much off. I'd have to go back and have a look at it, but I did see him make a move and then get reduced from all of his hit points to 240 pretty quickly. But the spawns are so random. And last game, West Spawn had 1 tank up in the K line. They now have 2. And likewise, East Spawn, they have 3, whereas they only have 1 left. So, game 2 underway, CDR leading 1-0. OWS will be looking to hopefully pull one back, otherwise it leaves them under a lot of pressure on their map.
Oh, sorry.
Look.
That's my phone. I better go mute that real quick.
So, OWS coming out into what looks like the same sort of formation, and this time they've been spotted up really early. CDR's Batchat getting their Batchat, a 5A and an IS-7 spotted up. Meanwhile in the field, both of their Supercomps have been spotted. CDR in return have had a Bat, an E4, E2 IS-7 spotted in the field as well. Yeah, that was a sensible move there. I think OWS learned that CDR were going to play in the field, which is exactly what they've done now, and have committed everything to the other side of this wall. So now it just becomes a game of cat and mouse. Hopefully they'll send the Bat up to dump his clip into anyone down the 1-2 line. CDR, I think, are going to react to that and send one of their Supercomps up to at least spot, if not handle it. But Sammy's paid for his overzealous peaks. He's taken what looks like 2 shots, probably a few HE shots. He's down to 1953 hit points. OWS conserving the hit points, yet to lose any. And they have put cap pressure on. 2 on the cap, 1:05, counting down as CDR stop that. And their Batchat looking for peaks. So right now, CDR do have an E4 and a Crown Van down at the back. They have the 2 IS-7s and a Superconk up on the ramp. OWS have an overmatch because one of their E4s, the Batchat and the Superconk, are essentially out of the game. And that E4 doesn't necessarily have any shots. Although he did put one, it looks like, into Gotham. CDR just need to not poke that corner. I mean, the OWS is set up to shoot into it. The more they keep poking, the cap timer is down to 20 seconds now. I think OWS are going to take it to them as CDR commit the Crown, the Superconk, and the E4 down the middle. I think they're going to do a push here into the cap to try and get them out, as OWS's 2 5As pushing into the IS-7 and the Superconk. 5A turns himself the other way, going after the IS-7 with 57 heavy. Gets set on fire down to a lucky high roll. 1 shot for the IS-7, but definitely a 2 for overall, except the E4s. Meanwhile, over in the town, OWS's Batchat again is paid for being exposed. He's down to 551. OWS lose their 5A. And now can the 57 heavy clip out CDR's IS-7. 5-2, pen 2, 5-3, pen 3, and takes him out. Good play by Raiden there. Very good play by CDR's Batchat to push in on theirs and get him out, as now the rest of CDR come in around the back and looks to take out DJ Yellow Swag. 5A on the cap as OWS come back to help him out. They do manage to take out the Cramba, and now that Superconk is just going to get bled as well. So OWS up 4 kills to 2. CDR in a tight spot as both their Bat and E4 are on 640 and 644. And their other E4 full health, but staring down 5 tanks and on a reload. Does manage to take out one of OWS's tanks, the IS-7. That was an Amarak. Very good shot. But will get killed nonetheless for it. OWS sent 2 E4s to take out the bat. Bat still willing to click. I don't know how many he's fired. Oh, this. If he could pull this off, it'd be a pretty good carries, and definitely possible. Doesn't have as much hit points as he'd probably like to have, but the 57 Heavy is certainly a one-shot, the 5A is definitely a one-shot, and depending on his rolls, he could get the Conqueror out in 2. Which, I believe the bat has 5 in the clip. Not played it in a long time, so someone in the comments, please, if you could tell me. OWS being sensible here, I would have said the Superconch should have gone out and done the pursuing, just having the more hit points, and put the 57 and the 5A on the cap to try and cap out. But 56 seconds left now, and it is looking very ominous for CDR. Definitely looks like he's here to survive and not give OWS that bonus point for killing all tanks. Likewise, OWS doesn't really know where he is, and so aren't committing to anywhere in particular. So, looks like OWS is going to cap this one out and take the game to 1-all. As the countdown reaches 3, 2, 1. And that's game 2 to OWS, brings the scores to 1-all.
Big one, let's get out of here.
Yeah, the crime definitely didn't work for CDR there. Fired 4, hit 3, pen none, and blocked nothing. Leaving their E4 to carry, although I think one of those shots of the 5100 was an Amarak on the I7, which was a very nice shot. But yeah, it brings it to 1-all. Just going to find out what OWS would like to do with their map. While we wait, if any of you viewing have any questions or requests, do throw them in and we will try to answer them. If you have any thoughts on how the league's going, who you're putting your money on to win, do let us know. Ooh, that's a good map. Don't know if we've seen that one yet, ding you? Cliff.
We have not seen that yet.
So Cliff and they on the left side of the board. So then, let's get the timer starting. Timer counting down. 3 minutes for them to pick their tanks. Sir Tubbins. I wonder if we can get him into a party. Commentate on this, no doubt. Has a keen interest in the results of this, as I would say these two are definitely up there as favorites, I would say. Probably alongside FNX, although they haven't got off to the best of starts this season, losing their opening game, unfortunately not having all 8 members ready and one of them lagging out in, I think, every game. So playing down 2 tankers is never going to do you any favors. Let's try and get Grim into the party.
Yeah, she was doing pretty good last night on the commentating. Just having a little trouble getting the words in because we had 3 commentators in there at one point.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's really taken up to throw in their hat into commentating.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just about finding that balance. It's about finding 2 people who can bounce off each other. I think myself and Anarchy work quite well together. Anarchy being that he knows a fair bit about comp and myself knowing nothing, so they kind of complement each other. So have we got Grim? No, not joined. Still 30 seconds down on the clock. Go through OWS. So member scores 1-all. Cliff is OWS's map choice. Come out with an E4, a bat chat, 2 IS7s, 57 heavy, 2 5As and the 113. CDR coming out with the E4, 2 bat chats, 2 IS7s, 2 superconks, and a 50B, which has now become the preferred choice in running 3 bats, I would say. I've not seen a lot of the North American clans running the 113s, but I know during the last WCL, a lot of the European clans were in favor of the 113. Obviously now with the 5A being out as well, my personal opinion is that the 113 is still a better choice than the 5A. The 5A, I've spoken with a lot of people and they've said it's not what they expected it to be. And certainly, although viable in comp, not as good as they thought it was. So Cliff, a couple of strats the teams can pull out here. Obviously, down the 1-2 line is always hot, and then shots down the 5 line. You can commit with a relatively quick lineup through the middle, pushing up the EF line into the cap. Will give you quite a strong position. And it looks like OWS is going to do that, as well as CDR. We're going to have a little bit of a slugging match here. OWS committing quite heavily. CDR, on the other hand, that is brilliant focus fire. That IS7 regretted his life choices immediately. CDR as well. 2 bats coming up over the top. This IS7 should have gone down a long time ago, still on 38 hit points. Does go down eventually. But now CDR need to focus down the targets one by one, go for the lowest HP, get guns out of the game. They do seem to be doing. 1 tank lead. OWS bringing that straight back to. They bring their back chance in. Will he get? Does get the 50B out. Still got some shots left. Can he take out there? There goes the Batchat of CDR as well. The other one just got tracked down on 797 hit points. Wow, this was a lot of action in a short space of time. I don't know how you can keep up with that. But CDR not coming out of that situation as favourites. OWS with a 2-tank lead and still a lot of hit points left. OWS's E4, CDR's E4 is still on full HP as OWS take out another of CDR's tanks to move that to a 3-tank lead. And Sammy up on the top all on his own, does have rounds in the clip but is going to go out as a 5-8 pursues him. And OWS's Bat still has rounds. I mean, he could have taken that trade. He is a 2-shot. And mind you, Sammy is as well. So maybe it was a better decision not to. CDR's lone E4 is now going to get bombarded by everything else. OWS has to throw at it. All they got to do is send their E4 in to take the first shot, and then 57 and the 5As. I mean, they all have enough hit points to take the shot. As he fires and misses, that is not what he wanted to do. I mean, it was a difficult situation to get out of, as CDR seems to have sent another bat out to hide and prevent OWS from getting that bonus point. But yeah, wow. What an explosion of action straight off the bat. Sorry if I missed anything, it was pretty hard to keep up with. And I think in that situation, Dingy, with having 3 commentators, I don't think anyone would have heard anything. I cannot imagine 3 people trying to commentate that as OWS put 2 tanks, possibly even 3, on the cap. I mean, they don't need to, but if they want to get it out quickly, they may as well, as it doesn't seem like CDR's Batchat is going to come out and play. So this is the first time that I've seen it, and I don't know if it's a strategy that was talked about before in the CDR camp. We introduced the bonus point for killing all teams to try and encourage more aggressive play from teams. And this is the second time I've seen CDR do it. It's also a counter tactic because, okay, you may be looking to lose the game, but you can still prevent, in essence, your rivals from getting too much of a point advantage on you by restricting them from getting it. But I'd quite like to see OWS's Bat here just go in and commit. He has nothing to lose. They're going to win the game anyway, so he may as well try and scout out for him. I mean, if there's a bat undetected, it's only going to be in one spot on this map, and that's hiding down in the little dip. But OWS coming out with another win to take the series to 2-1. It's a top player, and that was definitely their E4, 4200. And really not very good damage spread between all of them, but nobody else coming close to Psycho Frag Zone's 4200. And over on CDR, never really got going. I think OWS just won that with much better focus fire. And try and get back and swap the rooms. Grim. Grim, are you in the party?
Yes, hello.
Ah, welcome. So stealthy.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to interrupt you, so I just stayed quiet.
You can interrupt me. It's just been me and Dingy laughing at me being an idiot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who have I forgot? Swag. That looks good. All right, let's get the timer going on this next one. So, Grim, how are you? How are things? How did you find last night?
It was good. I don't remember what I did because I'm very tired. I woke up like 2 hours ago because I stayed up so late last night.
Just slept through the day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough. Yeah, because you're based in Russia, right?
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg. So you would have been, it would have been what, 5 a.m. your time at the very
3,
least?
4, and 5 a.m. No.
3, 4, and 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I admire your commitment to the cause, Grim.
Now it's 9 p.m. So.
Much better. Yeah. Maybe you'll be able to sleep tonight then.
Hopefully.
So, you may have missed all the action that went on, but OWS currently have a 2-1 lead. And I believe you're more familiar with the EU teams. I was trying to think. It's certainly it's OWS and FNX that were probably the 2 best teams in France. And CDR,
And they
I
happen
know.
to hate each other. No.
Oh, so it's a big rivalry. I like that. We need to
Very
spin
big
that
rivalry.
more. We need to
Yeah, and I'm
spin it when the
familiar
game
with both
comes.
these teams.
CDR are, without doubt, probably the most loved clan in the community. They've been around for a long time. Don't cause any drama. They're always so lovely and polite and respectful. And I really like the way that they're set up. We've been talking with their leader, PDG Sammy, and I hope I'm saying it right. They have 2 clans, CDR and CDRX. And then they also have an academy for any, I wouldn't say young, but inexperienced players. Who want to get into competitive. So if you're a European player or even an American player on a European time zone, get in touch with them. They're a lovely bunch of people. I believe they have a blog as well, and they have a real community going within that clan, which is really nice to see. And I think to date they have been the biggest contributor towards the league as well. Just in terms of they have a lot of members, and a lot of members want to buy the merchandise. So coming up to 10 seconds, looks like they've got their tanks. Grim, if you want to run down both teams' tanks, and we will get it started.
Okay, on the side of CDR we have 2 E4s, 2 Batchats, 2 IS7s, and 2 5.8s. Then on the side of OWS we have an E4, a Batchat, 2 IS7s, a 57 heavy, a Super Conqueror, and a 5A, and 2 5As. Sorry.
2 5As. No, so OWS currently have a 2-1 lead.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, based off of previous experience in playing against both of these clans, I would have said OWS were the slightly stronger one coming into this. But I'm glad CDR kind of gave me food for thought in their first game. They won it outright, demolished them. Something OWS haven't been able to do so far. They haven't been able to destroy all of CDR's tanks. So hopefully it's not another absolute carnage ball in the middle, and get a minute to breathe and go through the action in a calm manner.
Well, looks like you're not going to find that.
No. Much smarter move from CDR there, sending down the bat to try and spot up what was coming, but OWS knew of it, I would imagine, because none of them got spotted until the last minute. CDR
E4 put a
holding
big
their
shot into that
tanks.
5A.
They need to focus him out. Yeah, 1286. But it looks for the most part like OWS survived their push initially to get up onto the cap as they run into 2 bats up top and across. Very nice strat from CDR here so far. though they have given up map control for it. It's a very awkward position for OWS's IS-7, I have to admit. But CDR coming out strong here, already eliminated 2 tanks as they now commit into their push, taking out 3rd. Focus the lower hit points. They all gone out of the game.
To be honest, I've never seen CDR play, and I underestimate them, I think, because, you know, I view OWS as a great clan, and they are a great clan. And I've never really seen CDR play, like I said, so well done. Wow.
I mean, I would have said this game was over and done with, but OWS have pulled it back. Still a tank short on CDR. As the rest of those come up to commit into the cap. And 1 tank up top left now, 2 on the bottom for OWS, and CDRs are all committed up top. They do lose their bat chat. The IS-7 and the 5A and the E4, I would say, are certainly a one-shot for OWS's E4. IS-7 still on full HP. I don't know if that was a plan, but he was sat at the back of the map for a large part of that. I don't know if he lagged out, maybe. But it certainly paid off for him now, as CDR go into a 2, OWS push into a 2 versus 4. They have 2 tanks on the cap, set up a crossfire, and OWS really only have 1 way to push into that, and that is into the crossfire. Yeah, CDR are no joke, Grim. They're definitely a good team. They're definitely one of the top European teams. I mean, it's the same as the North American side of the thing. You have 2 to 3 teams who dominate, but then you have a lot of good clans underneath them. I mean, over on the EU side, I would say it's obviously Unity is arguably the best Russian clan. I would say FNX have the edge over OWS, and yeah, FNX and OWS, the 3 of those are certainly wasn't a bad trade. The IS-7 did go down from full health to only take out a one-shot 5A, I believe. And now, I've never seen an E4 put up there in that climb. That's pretty impressive. The CDR look to have brought this back and are going to take it through to Ghost Town. So...
oh, that will be interesting to watch.
We can't hold on.
E4 on the side of OWS doing the most damage, 5.7k.
Wow, I think he threw up a 4200 in the last game as well, so he's having a phenomenal night in the E4. 7 pens, 5,000 damage. That is not bad. Fired 9 and hit 9.
And the 2 E4s on the side of CDR doing the most damage for their team too. Looks like E4s a big way to go in comp nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, E4 is without doubt the best heavy tank in the game. And just try and find out here what spawn they would like. But yeah, its alpha's great. I mean, it's not as armored as the E3, but it makes up for it in mobility. And it's definitely not a tank that you want to push into. But its downside, obviously, is its reload time. So you can soak a shot if you need to get around a corner and continue to move around. But again, as we saw in I think the first Ravage Capital game, their E4 rolled 1,044 on the batch of OWS. Absolute high roll. CDR just deliberating here which side of the map they would like. So for those of you who don't know as well, GTL is obviously a community thing. Grim herself is running an EU tournament. Grim, I don't know if you want to take this intermission to tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh well, it's just a repeat of what I did last year, and basically like a championships for all European players to take part in. It's not a clan tournament. It's teams of like countries, Team France, Team Russia, Team Great Britain, that sort of thing. And it's teams of 20, and unlike last year, it's backed by Wargaming now, so pretty good prizes.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
I must admit, I did enjoy the idea. So, what you're seeing here is clan on clan battles, and to explain Grim's concept a little bit further, is teams are not restricted by clan, but by nationality.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes, yeah, as you were saying, Team Russia versus Team Great Britain. I was part of Great Britain. I didn't play a single game, and pretty much none of the team did either. And we did pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But
you did come last in the end, so.
Yeah, that's kind of a British thing. We either win or we come last.
It's unfortunate though, because the end of the tournament last time was like around the time everyone was starting to lose interest in this game, and it was a shame because no one really wants to play. It's alright.
Yeah.
Maybe the prizes will convince people this time.
Hopefully. I mean, hopefully even just the fact that this is going on will again just reignite. It seems like Wargaming are a little bit more invested. It seems like they've spent their time away doing the mercenaries. Doesn't look like they're going to be putting any more time into it. And I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen 2 updates on the tech tree come out so quickly. It was only a month ago that the SuperConk and the 5A came out, and now already we're looking at another
a lot of time, yes.
three Russian tanks coming out as well.
Is it 3? I'm sure. Oh, you mean tier 10s? Yes.
Yes, tier 10. Sorry. That's what happens when you predominantly play tier 10. You forget anything else exists.
Yeah.
Right, so Grim, if you want to run down CDR and I'll take over OWS.
Okay, no problem. On the side of CDR, we have an E4, a Batchat, 2 IS7s, a 57 Heavy, a Super Conqueror, and 2 5As.
And OWS rolling out with 2 E4s, a Batchat, an IS7, 57 Heavy, an E100, and 2 Super Conks. This is certainly something I noticed from the last WCL is the European clans don't run a lot of armor, and the American clans run a lot of armor. You'll see Panzer 7s, E100s.
I've noticed that.
Mises?
Moise.
I was trying to think, because you told me last time and I've already forgotten about it. Which is no surprise, because most mornings I wake up and forget who I am, so... Should be a good game. Ghost Town has always been considered as probably the most balanced encounter map, which is why we've chosen it for the tiebreaker decider, because no team really has an advantage, and it comes down to who makes the right push at the right time, who has the best strat, and also who is the better team, I suppose. CDR looked to be committing early to the left side of it, and OWS to the right.
It's a great map for a tiebreaker. I use it in my own tournaments myself. It seems like a mirror almost, you know, in the middle. It's like just repeating. So.
Yeah. And it's a brawling map. I mean, because of the buildings and the layout of it, there isn't a lot of opportunities for you to sit back and snipe. It's definitely an up close and personal map, very similar to Himmelsdorf 9, in that the top is where all the action and the brawling goes down. Same as Cliff, really. Cliff being a little bit more open for shots, but yeah, it does get a bit stale sometimes, and that's really, I think, down to the fact that it's a decider. No team wants to make the first mistake. No team wants to get to come away with a victory. CDR certainly won't. I mean, they'll be happy with how they've played so far, but why not? Why can't they take the win? And OWS as well will be probably devastated. They came down from 1-0 to go 2-1 up, and now back here at Ghost Town, should have sealed it as action goes down early. CDR driving straight in to start on the focus of their E4. 5A paying for it in the back chat as well. 5A really paying for it.
Batchat taking massive hits there. The E4 and the IS-7. Gets rammed.
Yeah.
Here comes the T zone heavy though. Need to watch out for those in these comp matches. They can turn the tide for a team anytime.
So it was, I mean, credit to CDR for making an early and aggressive move, but it looks like OWS was really quick to react to it. I mean, they pushed into OWS, who had quite a small, the word spread out a lot, so they were able to react and get tanks back. And their E4 still on full health, their Supercon still on full health, the IS-7 may as well be, and CDR really now have one tank on a watch at one shot, the IS-7 on 42, the other IS-7 on 326, and a full health 57 heavy looks like. Down 3 tanks. 57 can get his clip out. I'm sure he just bounced one round there. Now he's into a 845. Pretty average roll from the E4. That's it. Congrats to OWS.
It was a good try.
Yeah, I mean,
Mission accomplished.
I'll never put a team down for making an aggressive play.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, OWS, the problem is that CDR pushed into an E100 and E4, and just look what they did. They did 3400 and 4300. CDR didn't trade effectively.
Batchat only getting one shot off there, looks like. On CDR's side. And on the OWS side, for that matter.
Yeah, on a map like Ghost Town, I wouldn't use a bat chat to do a push. I wouldn't really use a bat chat to do a push on any map, but definitely not on a map like Ghost Town. You want to keep them back a little bit, maybe come in on a 57 whilst it's on reload. It is a real guerrilla warfare tank on a map like this. Get in, do the damage, and get out. But their bat pushed and paid for it. I mean, that first push from CDR, they traded 2 tanks to bring one of OWS's down to a one shot. And that's what lost them the game. But congrats to OWS, coming out 3-2 winners here. CDR picking up some valuable points though, so by no means were their efforts not rewarded. So just send out some good games to them all.
Do any of them speak English for an interview?
I'm not sure. I know CDR have to jump off now, and they've got another game scheduled. I believe against FNX. so they're playing both French teams in the same day. Yeah, they have another game pretty soon against FNX. So yeah, I mean, Ding, I know it's quite early on in the day there. I'm sure, and you just come back from work. If you go to get yourself some food and sorted, there's a very big game coming up later in the evening. Finally get to see the team that most of the North American team have been dreading playing, which is Immortals / KYS. Kiss Your Sister, I believe. They'll be coming out against LG Latino Gamers. And they have a lot of teams in a little bit of a panic because it's one almighty team.
I'm also
But,
streaming CZR against AGBR
of
here
course,
shortly.
how could I forget? Well, I mean, I'll be back for that. Grim, are you going to be back for that, or are you?
I think she left the party.
You? Oh, well, maybe not then. Just
She didn't say anything, so it
everyone,
might have been just like a DC or something.
everyone can carry on listening to my soft, dull tones. But I'm definitely going to go out for a cigarette. So congrats to OWS here, winning 3-2, taking it down to a tiebreaker. Very good games, actually. And kind of proving why both teams have a right to be in the Champions League. I think they're going to do very well. I think these are the games that will sort of decide it, because I think they'll have strong performances against the other teams. FNX as well lost their first games. That puts them on the back foot. But CDR still coming out of this with a decent haul of points. And I think that's what me and Anarchy were talking about, is the key to winning this is not just about how many games you win, but about losing better than the other teams. Grim asking for an invite.
I must have got kicked out or something.
Yeah, lagged me out.
Well, this is probably a good time to end the stream for this match, anyways. So.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I'll be back here in 3.5 hours for the next stream, which, like I said, is CZR against AGBR. And then after that, I'll have at 2100 Eastern is Immortals versus LG, which 19 was talking about earlier. So we'll see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.